Shalom. First off, I want to start by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh by Shem Shai by Shem Kakadash. All praises to the world God's God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh for the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai for his only begotten Son. I also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, preaching his word in truth and sincerity. On the brother Taz Abba, will with another video to edify, going into prophecy, right? And this is an article, right? It says map shows 25 states now backing Greg Abbott and border feud. Map of U.S. states show that nearly all the Republican governors are now backing Texas Governor Greg Abbott in his ongoing dispute starting with Biden administration over his attempts to stop illegal immigrants crossing into the state from Mexico. In a 5-4 vote on Monday, the Supreme Court surprised many by siding with the president, ruling that the federal agents could for now resume cutting razor wire by Texas that Texas has been installing along the stretch of the southern border. And the cold part about that is even these border control agents, they're not even willing to do it. They're telling them they're not going to cut the wires. So America is divided. America's divided. Things are popping off in the spirit. And this is what we've been waiting for. Right? This is what we've been waiting for. We've been patiently waiting for it. And now Matthew 12 and 25, it says, and Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts and said, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall his kingdom then stand? And that's what we're seeing. America is divided against itself, and it's not going to stand. We come to the days with civil war, right? It's highly likely, and it's actually scriptural, right? Let's get this. This is Isaiah. It's like, yeah. Isaiah 19 and I started when it says the burden of Egypt, and behold, Yahweh rideth upon the cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. In the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst thereof, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. That's civil war. American citizens against each other. And you have the movie Bush with Batista in it. I encourage brothers to watch that movie, especially if you haven't seen it before. But in that movie, it starts off saying Texas had seceded, right? There was a rising up. It's like all these movies, right? All the information for these movies are coming out, and now they're playing out in the real world because Esau it's called the revelation of the method. This is how he marks the people, right? We're coming to a time where all type of hell is about to be pushed forward. Not only do you have, right, the civil war popping up, but at the same time, you also have all these migrants coming in with reports that these people are of a military age. There's a video I had. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. With Kim Iverson, right? Let me see. Where's that? Here it is.
Recording just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that
clothes, their cell phones, their shoes. There were, again, no, these are people from China.
So are these people from China coming from, because I know there's a lot of Chinese all around living in, Chinese ethnic, but they might be born, in Brazil, let's say. And so are these people from China? Were you able to kind of figure that out? Or were they living in South America for quite some time prior to this point?
No, these are people from China, from mainland. And we understood some of the routes that a few of them got there from. I would say there were 2 or 3 flavors. There were clearly middle class Chinese people there who their clothes, their cell phones, their shoes, all of it just spoke to like middle class, higher middle class. Like some of them had a nicer jacket than a sport coat kind of a thing. I'm like, wow, that's nice clothes. And there were a few people there from China who looked clearly had military demeanor, very well muscled. We saw a couple guys coming out of a shower, tattoos, that sort of stiff demeanor, very not willing to talk to anybody whatsoever, obviously. So, they were.
You see? So this place is surrounded on all sides. So the amount of hell that's going to be pushing out here pretty soon, man. Like the scriptures say, that these heathen, right? And greatly talking about more so the Russians are going to think of evil thought and shall come into the place of unwalled villages. Well, America, they're taking down the walls, ensuring that this place is going to be a place of unwalled villages. But now, let me go back to this Isaiah 19. It says, I will set up the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight everyone against his neighbor, everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof. So that old bullshit cohesive spirit thing that's been here for years, oh, that's out the door, man. That's out the door. It says, I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to wizards. And we saw that within those WEF meetings. Those WIF meetings, we saw that. They brought out a fucking witch doctor from Brazil, right? Who did their whole pagan ritual right in front of everybody. But at the same time, these devils are sitting there trying to say the Lord ain't real. Well, we see where we're coming in, man. This is why when you go to 2nd Ezra, I think it's the 15th. Let me go right to it. Let me see. It says, yeah, 2nd Ezra 15:16. It says, for their sedition, it says, for there should be sedition among men in invading one another. They shall not regard the kings and the princes, and the courses of their actions stand in their power. And what do you think of civil wars? What do you think civil unrest is? What do you think this division among the American government and people are? Right, this is a building up of that sedition among men. Right, the scriptures tell you. I think it's 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. It says, this is, actually it might be 8. Let's see, or the 7th chapter. Second Ezra, 15 and 18. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. This is what's coming because of the pride of the people. The average everyday person in America is just proud, boastful, hateful, robbers, thieves, and murderers, and even within the body of Israel, there's men that have gone in the way of Satan that are taking up that same moniker. And every one of you, the Lord is going to put his fucking hands on y'all, man. This shit is wild, bro. The more and more shit comes out, we see that certain men are just bullshitters. Yo, the Lord is going to do something. And this is what these days are created for. It says, for their sakes, let me get this. Second Ezra 40 and 9, it says, death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the sword. And this is what these days are prepared for. All the death, the calamity, the bloodshed, the famine, the tribulations, the uproars of the people, the coming concentration camp. This shit wasn't made for righteous men. The Lord allowed these things to come about to punish the wicked. These days are days of Jacob's trouble, right? The ones that are meant to die in this thing, right? Outside of the martyrs of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, the ones that are meant to go out in these terrible ways and leave off the word in the name of the Lord. That all this calamity, all this death, all this hardship, all that shit's coming for y'all, man. The Lord made sure of this day for y'all. And for the sincere, well, the Lord's going to sit here and write deliverance. It's promised. Right? But this place is through. Esau's kingdom is divided. Right? The Lord will shit kicks off, man. This is the year. Shalom.